illegal. But I want you to recognize that some of these people are great individuals. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to recognize anything. I'm not going to recognize anything. I'm not going to recognize anything. All I see are some people pimping Americans. That's all I see. Thank you for the call, Ernesto. Let's go to Mike.
Drive safely.
New Jersey. What's on your mind, Mike?
You know, like I said, there's no ones, but we actually had a lot of cost because for them coming here illegally. So what I say is, you can't kick them all out, Doc. So how about we charge them a fee? We charge them a fee to be residents, not citizens.
Oh, can you do the pasta? Can you also write in the description from Brooklyn to Manhattan?
In 500 feet, turn right on 150th Street. Then turn left.
What about all the services for the last few years that they have received for free, Mike?
That's what I'm saying. And you and I had to pay for that. So that money that's created by them paying the fee to be residents, not citizens, it goes back to us, the taxpayers.
Fair enough, Mike. Thank you for that call. Let's go to Jerry and Passaic, line 4. What's on your mind, Jerry?
Well, a couple of things, like I said before. If they came here illegally, get them the hell out. That's number one. Number two, I hope the Republicans hang tough and don't let the Democrats
Yes.
bully them, because
When you
they
pick up
were
the
in
baby,
the
when you
army
come
so
back,
well, and now they're
stop by the lobby. There's a lot of her clothing got delivered.
How could the Democrats bully?
You
Think
don't.
about what you
But, I mean, don't you want to try it? They on.
Well, there's some
I don't know. You see who's the doorman. If it's a nice one, just you know, because you know you can check it on her. You know what I mean?
the news media was nothing
Okay.
more than an extension
Just
of
let
the
you.
empire.
I just let you know. 4 o'clock. Pick up
I'm gonna give
Bambino.
you
Bye.
one really good
Wait,
thing.
wait. Christina sent a message. Let me see.
This Chile has they privatized the
Christina
whole
say?
government and the
Something about free and free place.
I am coming right back with more. I'm going to Judith in
It's
Brooklyn.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Hello, I'm Mike Huckabee. President
Oh,
Trump
like
is
something
making
about
sure
Chinese
that
snake of the year
kids need to know what this means for their future
event.
and our country. That's why we
Yeah.
plan to save America and make it great again.
I send
Right
it.
now, I want you to have it for free.
To order, visit TrumpForKids.com. That's TrumpForKids.com. Visit TrumpForKids.com now.
And I sent it. Something about Chinese. See how I say it.
TrumpForKids.org. Your car, running or not, may be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem.
She said something about Chinese New Year. Check it out.
All right.
Okay, later. Pasta, pick up Bambina 4, get clothing.
Okay, see you later.
Later alligator.
Hi again, and I'm following stories in the news and what people are talking about with the boss.
Like, share,
There's an
subscribe.
actual shortage of civility and kindness. 70% of Americans don't trust one another. That's not a good sign.
Wait a minute.
Well, there are some people trying to make things better. Stuart Lazinski is the founder and CEO of a nonprofit called Kindland.
Telling you about your school day without being asked. That's the kind of change you'll find with Fusion Academy.
Promoting kindness.
With one-to-one classes designed around her learning differences, you'll see how changing schools can change everything.
For almost 30 years now. We've been in a total of over 9,000 schools. We've trained 1.7 million students in schools across the country that act towards one another with transparent respect. And
John,
at a certain point in time, you can't just do the work in the schools because you
John.
can't separate the air.
John, come.
School and community, you know,
This
they go
area
together.
for
It
John.
isn't
Turn left on
you go
Liberty
out of
Avenue.
school and you work for the wrong employer and your values are corrupted. And we have to be all in promoting kindness. We are working with the NFL Foundation as well to kick off the Kindness Nationwide. Tell us about that. We are creating a kickoff for kindness, which is a virtual broadcast, right? That will go to every K-12 school in the United States. Right? It's going to be November 16th, right? Which coincides
Delivery.
with National Educator Week.
Like, Like, share, subscribe.
In a quarter of a mile, stay to the right to 101st Avenue.
Like, share, subscribe. Bobby Coast.
Through your fine organization, Kindland. Keep up the great work with positive news you can use. I'm learning to ask this on 77 WABC. For more participate, listen anytime. Download and subscribe. Simply earning the podcast.
Yep.
Have you heard the news?
Like big wings.
77 WABC.
Popping for news. Shelly and Anthony, my dear love, Shelly and Anthony, we love you a long time. Anthony Huffman, welcome back.
is the #1 talk radio station in New York City, according to Nielsen, with excellent news coverage using common sense thinking. Thanks for listening to your 77 WABC.
Splash.
The views and opinions expressed by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the policies or positions of WABC Radio, its management, or its sponsors. Coming up at 3:55 p.m., listen to Dominic Carter for the Thomas Howard Foundation Dominic's Final Month on 77 WABC.
WABC.
Every weekend, news makers are on.
Stay to the right to 101st Avenue.
The Cats Roundtable. John Castellanese, Charlie Gasparino on Trump in Davos. They see a strong leader in Donald Trump and away from the weakness of Joe Biden with Governor David Patterson. Ready for the first week in office. President Trump is demonstrating he is far more prepared than he was in 2017. Judge Janine Pirro on the border.
So now we got Tom Homan. They're making the arrest. This is what America wants. This is why Donald Trump was elected.
With Bo Donaldson and then Haywood. He was living on the names of the back of the first Rolling Stones album. Courtney decided that Haywood would be the name for the band.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right on Van Wyck Expressway, Service Road.
Download the 77 WABC minicast. Everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less.
In 1,000 feet, turn right.
From New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. So you folks are really, really good at observing and getting the pulse of what's going on. Jersey Shore girl, and I hope that your treatments are going well. I hope that you're holding your head high. Jersey Shore girl. So she tweeted to me, and you can tweet me at @DominicTV on that Twitter, @DominicTV. You can follow me there. She says that I was subdued this morning. And you know, Jersey Shore girl, you're good. Because I was trying to hide the fact that I'm getting over a stomach virus.
Don't pay anything to fix your roof. New York City homeowners can get a free roof while paying $0 out of pocket, saving upwards of $25,000. So if your roof is leaking, damaged, or if it's old, keep watching this video to see the easiest and fastest way to get a brand new roof for your home for free. And no, this is not some type of hack tax job. It's a full roof replacement. Almost
Turn
equal
right on
to
Van Wyck Expressway, Service Road.
$25,000 rescue program that's giving New York City homeowners access to special funding that can be used to get you a brand new roof at no cost. So if you own a home in Queens, roof is leaking, damage, or
In a quarter of a mile,
you
stay
should
to
be
the
able
left,
to.
I-678
So if you want to
North
see
Van
if you
Wyck
can get a brand
Expressway
new
toward
roof
Whitestone Bridge,
for free,
Bronx.
click the envelope now. What's going to happen is you'll be taken to a new page where you can submit your name to get on the list of New York City who wants a new roof for free. Now these roofs are given on a first come, first served basis.
1,000
Now after you
feet,
submit
stay
your
to the
name to get on
left.
that list, someone
What is 1% of the population? And we're going to blow up everything else for 1% of the
Crash
population.
reported ahead.
Also, he's going to sign an executive order, the president, appearances this week and will undergo medical tests according to a statement from his spokesman. So we did this story last night, and for this to become public, something must be going on with the mayor's health. And they've been talking about if he can't function for a day, the acting deputy mayor is going to step in. Something's up, folks, unfortunately. And here we go again. Here we go again with these nuts, with the homeless, the mentally ill, on the subway. A 23-year-old strap hanger was shoved into an incoming A train, and I'm on the A train sometimes, at a Manhattan subway station Monday morning, with bystanders apparently leading cops to the suspect. The victim fell back onto the platform and suffered bruises to her face, hands, knees, and shoulder, but is expected to
Stay to the
survive.
left to
This played out
I-678
at
North
the
Van Wyck
175th
Expressway toward Whitestone Bridge,
station
Bronx.
shortly after 9 a.m. with a 26-year-old suspect pushing the victim onto the track as the train pulled in. I don't know what to do. This next one right here. A New York City high school teacher apparently masturbated on camera after students left the remote class. This is according to the special prosecutor for schools, and it was at Tottenville High School in Staten Island. So apparently this guy masturbated on camera in a Google Meet, shocking a fellow educator who witnessed this. And again, this is according to the city's special commissioner of investigation. So it shows the man. His name is Robert Torres, and he has his pants down, and he's engaging in a masturbation activity. The stuff that happens these days. Let's go back to your telephone call. Judith in Brooklyn. What's on your mind, Judith?
Hi, Dominic. Okay, I'm going to respond to the study that you
Expressway
which
towards
she
Eastern
obviously
Long
does.
Island
She's
Avenue.
one of the most vicious promoters of the leftist lie. That's what we're looking for. As much of the mainstream media or all the corporate media today. That's how you get hired, I guess.
Tricia, thank you for the wonderful call. Coming up in about 10 minutes, Curtis Lee was going to join me. Let's go to line 1. Jacqueline in Brooklyn. What's on your mind, Jacqueline?
Hi, Dominic. Good afternoon. I hope that you'll be feeling better very soon. And I wanted to comment on something that I heard on your overnight show from one of your callers that had a concern about being an immigrant in this country legally and could possibly be arrested when ICE is looking for criminals, illegals. From what I understand, there was one situation that was publicized where they did arrest an illegal criminal immigrant, and they happened to be residing with another illegal immigrant that was not a criminal. So I mean, I can understand her concern, and if I were in her shoes, yeah, I'd probably be concerned as well. But my understanding is, if you're legally, there's nothing to worry about. Those that are here illegally, even if they're not.
Holman. You have the final word, Jacqueline, before I move it.
I just feel for some people like that caller that you had that may be worried that they are here and so Maria, she's here legally, she's done everything the right way, and I understand her fear, and I hope that will not wind up being a problem for those like Maria that aren't here legally. That's all.
900 feet.
Right.
Use the
Fair
right
enough,
two
fair
lanes to
enough.
stay to the
Thank you,
right to
Jacqueline,
exit
for the
10
wonderful
W
call. Let's go to
5495
Whitney
west
in
toward Midtown
LCI. What's on your mind, Whitney? Go ahead and
Stay
do
to
it.
the right to exit 10 W I-495 west toward Midtown Tunnel. Midtown.
Lincoln Riley, say her name, right? So,
In a quarter of a mile, use the left two lanes to stay to the left of Grand Central Parkway west toward River Bridge.
a family member of mine had a
Coffee now.
built by a very large builder who hopefully is not in business today. But anyway,
Stay to the
so we
left
went
to
to
Grand
visit the
Central
place
Parkway
just
west
before it was
toward Triborough
finished.
Bridge.
And turns out that place was really
Coffee now.
was just terrible. It was horrible. We opened up a drawer in the master bathroom that was full of water because the roof was leaking. And there was a book in there, East Spanish, Al House.
Charlie Choo-Choo Train, Charlie Choo-Choo Train. Charlie Choo-Choo Train.
The skirt for 12-year mark is falling apart. That's a lot of litigation and
Guardia, yeah.
and at the end of this, I just
Charlie
want to say, I could go on, but majority-wise, Mexican workers, immigrant workers that are the best you ever want to see.
Charlie Choo-Choo Train.
The ones that aren't, sorry, that I get in line. But it's the big and rounded for the good. And that's the
Expressway towards Staten Island.
And you are so correct, Whitney and Philly. Thank you so much for the
Charlie
call.
Choo-Choo
Before I
Train.
take this break, I played this one. And I want you to hear this because I would venture to say that 80 to 90% of the country turns to this man for his sport, and that's Stephen A. Smith. And I told you folks a long time ago he's backing Trump. He just couldn't say it during the campaign. Listen to what Stephen A. Smith said on the Bill Maher show on HBO.
The man was a peace plus. He was convicted on 34 felonies. And the other people still say, he's closer to normal than what we exactly. That's what they say. He's closer to normal. Why? Because something that
Tell me why.
in the community, for example, and you talked about issues that pertain to less than 1% of the population. The Democratic Party came, of course, as if that was a priority, more so than the other issues. And so he comes in office. Now you're talking about childbirth, citizenship, and what have you. He knows that's not going to pass the muster, but he knows that he made that promise. So when he shows up week 1 on Capitol Hill, he says, "This is what we're going to do through an executive order," even though it's going to be shot down to the courts and what have you. He's saying, "I kept my promise." A lot of other things that he's going to point to that he's going to say, "I kept my promise." Then you turn around and you look at the left and you say, "What promises did you keep?" Into that. I'm certainly not questioning your knowledge about that at all. What I'm saying is, what resonated with the voters? What voter out there can look at the Democratic Party at this moment in time and say, there's a voice for us? Somebody that
at the dentist, and I'm told he's at the dentist today. He's having some major work done. We wish him well. But what that means is we're going to take a break, and when we come back, more of your telephone calls.
This is Dominic. Roger Stone here with an urgent warning. A financial war is coming.
Use the left lane to stay to the left, Broadway, West Manhattan.
America's enemies have launched a final attack on the U.S. dollar. That's why thousands of Americans are shielding their savings with gold and contacting the experts at Colonial Metals Group for a free gold guide that explains everything you need to know. Go to freegoldguide.com/stone or call 800-747-6589 for your free gold guide and find out if you qualify for up to $7,500 in free silver.
This is Judge Janine Pirro with an important message. A mom and her son were being followed by a man in a parking lot. As he approached their car, she
Watch
pulled
out.
out her
Vehicle
burner
on
launcher,
shoulder
and
ahead.
the sight of it was enough to make him flee. Burnout gives you the power to protect your family without lethal force. No permits, no background checks, just peace of mind. Visit Byrna.com and use code Janine for 10% off. Remember, Byrna isn't legal in New York City or Yonkers. Stay safe, stay prepared with Byrna.
In half a mile, use the right two lanes to take exit 4, I-278 West, Brooklyn, Queens Expressway towards Staten Island.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher. Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
I love my Patriot Cigar Company. Premium hand-rolled cigars blended by some of the best master blenders in the industry, using the finest aged tobacco from Nicaragua. 4 different blendings to stop any problem. Get the Patriot.
Now, the latest from the 77 WABC newsroom.
Recently, Facebook founder, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg came out in defense of free speech, flying in the face of past Facebook censorship. On the Dominic Carter show, caller Gracie from Rockland County was not impressed.
What?
Give me his name, Zuckerberg. Now he's playing up to Trump. What did he do with those red boxes? 400.
Hey, Gracie, talking about Zuckerberg, can you say, pucker those lips up?
Right, but I would hold him with contempt. Maybe Trump is a better person than I, but I only have contempt for him. Now he's changing the tune about everything. So
In 9
I'm
minutes,
in love with him.
stay to the left,
Yesterday at
I-278
I
West,
walked
Staten
over and I
Island.
saw somebody had
That's
a
Staten Island.
and the hub was America was never great again. Wait, and they crossed out the end to make it ever great again. I said, whose hat is this? And the guy said mine. I said, oh, very interesting. And I walked away. They're going to kick me out of senior
No, they're
citizen.
not going to kick you out, Dominic. Asking Gracie to grade his dancing moves.
You know, Curtis says I can't dance. Did you try to dance with me a little bit when I played the song?
I'm married 53 years. Now in a safe from me. I could be your mother.
Oh boy, no comment.
I can be your mother.
53 years. Goodbye.
Hey, Gracie, no comment. Thank you, Gracie, for the wonderful call.
Gracie, no
Can be
comment.
heard on the Dominic Carter show every weekday afternoon at 3 o'clock and again at midnight. Catch it live on 77 WABC and download our app and listen to the show as a podcast. I'm James Flippin for 77 WABC News.
And now, it's time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts.
And folks, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is the real deal helping Americans. Never give up. Look at President Trump. They had him dead politically. 90 busts or indictments. Look at him now. President of the United States. He's doing oh so well. Popularity numbers like he's never seen before from his first term. Never ever give up. Always find that silver lining. And so, before I go back to your telephone calls, interesting, Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates stating his years-long relationship with Jeffrey Epstein was a mistake, says that he was just being stupid.
Do you think, looking back at that moment, that you were being praised?
Well, Jeffrey, in retrospect, I was too weak to spend any time with him, and he sort of, got time with various people by spending time with other people. So yes, I think I was quite stupid. I thought it would help me with global health philanthropy. In fact, it failed to do that, and it's a huge mistake.
Has it made you really nervous?
Are you kidding?
No, you're not a leftist. I think it's fair to say that you could probably pick up the phone to any world leader out there. Who's the last world leader that you spoke to?
Because of how engaged the foundation is in global health issues, I talk to world leaders a lot.
Turn right on 74th Street.
Yes, so let's go back to your telephone calls. You see all the calls and then get as many as I can. Line 2, John in the Bronx. What's on your mind, John?
Hey, Dominic, how you doing? I caught the tail end of that. Bulle about not coming to Mexico. Is that a random person? Who was that?
Bulle.
The last thing is, how do you feel about the interview? Even if they're from Super,
No coffee in Lambo.
you want them to go to the back of the line and start from scratch? Is that your take?
Yes, that's the only fair way to do this. How do you jump over the others that have done this the right way?
No, I got you. Even if they're contributing to society and to the country, right? You want, that's how you feel, right now?
If you came here
Seriously.
illegally, you gotta go on your own or you'll be deported and you gotta go to the back of the line. Hurry, that's just the way that I see it. Hey John, thank you for the call in the Bronx. Let's go to Mike in New Jersey, line 5. Mike, what's on your mind?
Hey, Don, great show, buddy. So, where's doing the Gomez when there's 300,000 migrant children gone missing in the United States? Where are the crocodile tears when this is supposed to go? But now he wants to show up and get a photo op and cry on crocodile tears for the migrants that shouldn't have been here in the first place.
Agreed. I want you to think about this, Mike. So she said 3, 2, 1. Started recording and then started crying on cue. Thank you for the wonderful call. Let's go to Joe, line 4, Sparta.
Yeah, 4 o'clock. Don't let her wait in the cold. 4 o'clock. Keep walking. 4 o'clock. Don't let her wait in the cold. Freezing cold.
Keep walking.
Exactly. I'm in LaGuardia Airport.
Keep walking.
Exactly.
Keep walking.
She has a chocolate in her bag.
Keep walking.
I sneak a chocolate to her bag.
Turn left on Astoria Boulevard South.
Bulle.
37th Street. Then turn left. Turn left on 37th Street. Then turn left
Blah,
on
blah,
Astoria
blah, blah.
Boulevard South. Turn left on Astoria Boulevard South. In 400 feet, turn left on 35th Street. Then turn left. Turn left on 35th Street. Then turn left on Astoria Boulevard South. Speed camera reported ahead. In 900 feet, use the left 2 lanes to stay to the left. I-278 East, RFK Bridge.
Mapicasti.
Motivated by 9/11 and his desire to be part of something that truly matters. While on a road clearance mission in Afghanistan, Brett's vehicle was blown up by an improvised explosive device. In that instant, his life changed forever. The blast left Brett a T4 paraplegic with traumatic brain injury, compartment syndrome in both arms, unable to use his legs, and severe internal injury. history. He even needed
Were you born between 1960 and 1969? If so, you can get $250 to spend at McDonald's completely free. And I can tell you right now, this is going to upset a ton of people because we're giving away these $250 gift cards completely free to anyone who was born between 1960 and 1969. No need to enter credit card or pay anything. Just answer a few quick questions to get $250 to spend on McDonald's meals. Visit the next page to get yours now.
New York's talk leader, the crown jewel of talk radio.
$250 to spend on any meal at any McDonald's in the United States. So what are you waiting for? Get yours now before it's too late. Because the last time we did something like this, people snagged this deal so fast we ran out in less than a day. So don't wait anymore. Visit the next page and tell us where to send your McDonald's gift card. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Just like the thousands of
sunny on this
before you
Monday,
got
January 27th. Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Ritchie. The MTA talks congestion pricing. I'll have more on that story coming up. But first, it's been up and down on Wall Street today. James Flippin has the market report.
That's right, Lisa. U.S. stocks finished mixed today as the tech-heavy NASDAQ sold off in a big way, and that's tied to a Chinese startup by the name of DeepSeek. DeepSeek claims it has a cheaper, more productive AI model in comparison to ChatGPT developed by OpenAI. So, AI-convected firms like NVIDIA, Microsoft saw their share prices slip. The trend continued for Broadcom, AMD, and Palantir. Even AI-adjacent companies like Constellation Energy and Vistra struggled. Their power providers, investors are betting on them as the AI sector will need lots of energy going forward. On the flip side, the Dow was boosted by gains for tech giant Apple, as well as big pharmas Johnson & Johnson and insurance titan Travelers. Economic data, new home sales rose more than expected in December. Government figures show sales of new single-family homes rose 3.6% month over month. And for the year as a whole in 2024, new home sales were up 2.5%. On the whole, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 289 points, the S&P 500 down 89 points, or 1.46%, and the NASDAQ Composite down 612 points, or 3.07%. And that's the 77 WABC Market Report, and I'm James Flippin.
The MTA is discussing its congestion pricing today at its first committee meeting since the tolling program went into effect. MTA Chair Jana Lieber says there's been a 7.5% reduction in traffic in the congestion zone in the first week.
Everybody's lived experience is the same. Traffic in Midtown is dramatically down, and it's a much calmer environment.
Data shows the number of crashes and injuries are down in the congestion zone for the year compared to the same time frame last year. A grassroots effort's underway to boycott companies that have dropped their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Among those targeted is Target stores. Earl O'Farry Hutchinson of the Los Angeles Urban Policy Roundtable says companies dropping their DEI programs need to know that it'll hurt their bottom line.
So what we decided to do today was a 24-hour shop out boycott aimed at Target, advocating and really urging people, at least for one day, don't spend, don't buy.
Hutchinson says he doesn't have a problem with hiring based on merit, but he says diversity is a top-down problem. In sports tonight, the Devils face the Philadelphia Flyers, the Knicks take on the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Nets are facing the Sacramento Kings. Your forecast for tonight, some increasing cloudiness with a low of 35. Tomorrow looks partly cloudy, the high around 41 degrees. And the outlook for Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds and warmer, positively toasty with a high of 48 degrees. We have 40 degrees under sunny skies outside of our Midtown studios right now. I'm Lisa Ritchie. Remember, the news never stops.
Yeah.
The WABCRadio.com.
Bulle, 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 bulle. Manhattan.
Use the left lane to turn left on 27th Street. Then turn left on Boyd Avenue South.
Attention Ditto Heads. Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the Soul of Excellence.
He is a radio host at 77 WABC here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's Bo Snerdley.
Welcome, my friends, to the Monday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour here on 77 WABC. If you
In 800 feet.
would like to be part of the program this afternoon, 800-848-9222. That's how you reach us, 800-848-9222. 922. A programming note, 2 days during this week, your host will be elsewhere. On Wednesday and Thursday, I will not be here, so let's enjoy today. Tomorrow, I'll be back on Friday after, God willing, of course, after being out Wednesday and Thursday of this week. That's program note number 1. Programming note number 2, before we get started with today's news festivities, and there is quite a bit, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot on the table here. We've got some great audio for you, some great sound. We have some great news stories for you here. I'm loving this. I'm loving it a lot. And today, we haven't had him on the show for a while, and I'm so happy he's going to join us today. Todd Bensman. In my view, the number 1 immigration journalist in America, will be joining us later in the program. So we've got all of that going on today. And if you, again, want to be part of the program, 800-848-9222 is how you reach us. I had the most incredible morning. I did News Nation this morning. I do that on Mondays. I came in and then I loved to do the most amazing podcast.
Like, share, subscribe.
It is the first time that we've done a video podcast. I have. I mean, other people have been doing them for ages, obviously. But on the podcast front, I've been doing mostly audio. Today, I did a video podcast with my dear friend, and it's the first time we've seen each other in person, but we have been friends for 3 years now. Ed Shea. And Ed Shea, of course, is an incredible musician. Eric Salas, our own Eric here, hooked us up. And I got to tell you, these guys, the video crew here, and Eric and everybody, they work so hard, and they have a lot of work to do because Ed and I spoke for over an hour. And it was crammed. This was a history lesson on not just the Philadelphia sound, the sound of Philadelphia. And we went through it. But we went through the early days of rock and roll in a way. You know, Tom Bell, for instance, was the guy he and I got together to discuss mostly Tom Bell, but it went everywhere else too. Ed has been working with people like Chubby Checker in the beginning of his career. Ed was the last drummer on the set when Jackie Wilson had a heart attack during the show. He would remain in a coma for years. We talked about that. We talked about Ed's time working with legends like Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Johnny Mathis, who he still works with. Then he's with others. And we talked about the Philadelphia music scene. And that, if you want to look at R&B music in America, not just R&B, because some of this stuff just spread all over the place. Gamble and Huff, Tom Bell, the Mighty Three. The acts that they produce. The legendary music. The musicians behind a lot of this stuff. It was so wide-ranging, and we could have talked for another 2 or 3 hours, but... So, the WABC crew will be busy, I'm sure, editing that for quite some time, but when it's ready to release, we will let you know. And I am so excited about it. It was, Ed even played, he demonstrated some things as he's talking about the music. He had marimbas in his studio at home. He had, and he played, he showed us what he's talking about. It was great. I'm so happy. Anyway, so we got that. Then we have, turning to news now, Jake Tapper. We all know what it was like last week. The first week of the Trump 47 term. I laughed hysterically, and we had to cut it off because it went too long. But this is classic. Cut number 1, Jake Tapper describing Trump's opening week in his second term.
The end of the first week of Donald Trump's second presidency. It's been 1 week. One week. Still, feels like a month, President Trump has already generated so many headlines. What's actually changed so far in this great nation? Well, take a step back and serve up a sample platter of Trump's actions since he took the oath of office on Monday, which, as I said, feels like 4 months ago. So, okay, let's start with immigration.
It went from 1 month to 4 months.
The United States now has more active duty U.S. troops deploying to the U.S. southern border. Trump is ordering thousands of troops there to help secure the border, while also laying the groundwork to quickly deport migrants already in the country. Deportation flights have been going on for years, but what's notable is that today these migrants are now boarding military aircraft. Trump effectively closed off the U.S. southern border to asylum seekers, limiting who's eligible to enter. The Trump administration also canceled incoming refugee flights this week, even of refugees who had already been vetted. Trump signed an executive order ending birthright citizenship, which legal experts say is enshrined in the Constitution's 14th Amendment. A federal judge has already temporarily paused that order. While Trump is tightening the rules on the border, he is loosening the rules around social media. You can now TikTok till you drop. Since Trump paused the TikTok ban that was approved by both houses of Congress, signed by President Biden, and approved by the U.S. Supreme Court. Trump has barred government officials from pushing social media companies to combat misinformation and disinformation, citing free speech principles. And while Trump is all about creating a climate change is not on his list of concerns. Trump repealed multiple Biden orders on climate change and withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement, which committed nations to pursue policies limiting carbon emissions. The new boss is also enacting huge workplace changes for federal employees, including a stop working from home or else type order, nixing DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs from the administration.
And that's just the beginning. Yes, he's done all of that and more. He went out to North Carolina. People in North Carolina finally getting the help they need. He went out to Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is still, now they're having rain and mud. You know, my nephew predicted this. TJ, he used to live out there in commie land. And he's like, okay, so after the fires, he's going to get people's houses sliding off of it because there's nothing now holding them. He predicted all, and it's happening. The rain is coming, and now you got this, and you got people still arguing over when they're going to be able to, Los Angeles Times has a story, when they're going to be able to clear their own land. Do you know that the cost of getting the debris, in some cases, all people's own land is costing them almost $200,000. Almost $200,000 to clear their own property. It is astounding. And they're still talking about, despite the fact that Trump went out there and said, you guys have got to move quickly. They're still trying to delay people. So we have that going on. Pete Hegseth, that confirmation. Kristi Noem, confirmed. And already we're seeing the fruits of that. Pete Hegseth today. And all of this is happening under the direction of the President of the United States. That would be Donald J. Trump. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said no more DEI at the DOD. No DEI at DOD. No exceptions. There will be no exceptions. No more.
Yeah, it's cold. We're playing the playground. It's cold. Right?
I got that article I was telling you about from the LAT, from the Los Angeles Times. Palisades fire victims vent frustrations at town hall on debris removal becomes a free-for-all.
Leave the snow alone.